Hello everyone, welcome to the video. So today we are going to learn about APIs. If you are a student or new to the web development, you have already heard about APIs calling or API fetching. So, so what are the APIs? So APIs stands for Application Programming Interface. So APIs are a way to communicate between different applications, right? So if you have any front end, you have to get some datas. You will use an API to get data from a backend B, right? And if you want to send some data, so you will also need an API to do that, and you will use a post method to send some datas to the backend B, right? So, and for that, we'll use a library called Axios, and we will understand with React. And I have just made a simple React page. You can see that it's just telling a API call using Axios, right? So, and this is the npm Axios page where all the documentations are there. So we can, so for using Axios, we have to install it, right? You can use any of the package managers listed here. I'll use npm because it's already comes with Node.js environment, and we'll let npm install Axios. It's installing. So up, up to that, we can see some information here. So for an example, I'll use JSON placeholder. It is a dummy APIs, right? We can practice through it. So if you enter the URL here, right, it will get to the server and come back with a response like this. It will return an array of objects of to-dos, right? And you can see that there are multiple number of to-dos, like 138 or approximately 100 or 200 to-dos. And we will understand Axios by using this API, right? Our Axios has been installed, and we can see that Axios 1.3.0 version is installed in our system. So for that, we will import Axios from Axios, and you can see that we have to import Axios from Axios, and then Axios.get, as it is a get API. That means we are receiving some data, right? So we will use get method, Axios.get, and then the URL, right? So Axios.get, and then our URL. Excuse me, I will use that. Okay, and then it will return some data. Const data will store it in a data, and we will console dot log that data, right? So if you just refresh it here, actually we haven't restarted our server. We can see that there is an error. Okay, import Axios from Axios tokens. Okay, right. Axios from Axios. Okay, now we can see that it returns a promise, right? As API callings are synchronous in nature because it needs some time for fetching the data from the server, right? So it returns a promise. Okay, so we can change it to Axios.get. After it get executed, we will use a .then method, right? Then it accepts a callback function. It returns a response, and we will console.log that response, right? So if we reload that one, we okay, right? After that, we have got some data, right? Cons Actually, it's not the response, right? So we can see that it returns an status 200. You can also check through the network tab. It is a to-do API. In the header, you can see the URL and you can see the response here. And also, we have also logged into the console the response. And in the data section, the data is returned from the server, right? So you can print only the data key. So you can see that approx 200 to-dos are uh, here in the response. Okay, so we can do one thing, wrap this whole code in a use effect, so it only runs once, right? Use effect, and also use effect takes a function and a dependency. So we will keep this dependency array empty so that it only run once. Okay, and we can also uh, make a state to store all the to-dos, and after that we can set to-dos response.data. Okay, so we can also print that, yeah, that uh, if to-dos dot length is greater than 0, okay, greater than 0, then to-dos dot map, okay, we will map through each to-dos and print them here, right? Also, we can index the function. It takes two arguments, to do and index, and after we load that, you can see that all 200 to dos are printed, right? We can add a dot here so that it, okay, now it's looking good, right? It's from 0, so we can add 1 so that it becomes 1, and after that we can see, and we can also add a block dot catch, right? So what does dot catch method do? If somehow API call gets rejected or somehow it doesn't get executed, it will throw an error. So if it throws an error, we can catch it and we can something like that. We can console log to check that error. Right. Now you can see. You can reload it. You can see it is running successfully. Right. We can also remove that, and you can see API call successful. Success. Okay. And we can console that log API call failed. Right. If we add something like some wrong URL, and if we reload that, we can see that API call failed. It means if API call failed, then dot then block will run. Sorry, actually, if it gets success, then dot then block will run, gets executed, and by any chance, if the API call failed, then dot catch block will run. Right? We can also we have dot finally method so that it always run. That means API call failed. API call failed, API call completed, and if we again if we correct it, API call success, right? So we can that means dot finally block will always run. Dot catch will run only when the API call gets rejected or cancelled, and dot then block will only run when the API call is successful, right? So we can uh, integrate the GET APIs like this. So thank you for watching the video.